My worst quality is spite. I'm a spiteful dude. Like, you're not, like, literally people. it's you'd be surprised how many things that I do just out of spite, and not like, you did something to me, I'm gonna do something to you. But it's like, that's why I don't play fight. Like, I'm the guy that you got real because you thought we were playing and I really hit you. So it's like, let's not even play like that, you know. And it's the same thing with people talking crazy to me, because the majority of the fights that I've had in my life is because of something I said. And so now as an adult, I'm like, be nice, because I play very, very rough, and I have to actively be nice. Like, I have to be nice. Like, I work at it. Like, it's not like I'm just a nice guy. Like, inside, I'm working at being nice to people.
I am impatient. Horrible. I'm impatient when I'm driving. If I'm in the line waiting for something, my patience lasts for about 2 minutes. I don't have patience for people that lack common sense, and it drives me crazy, and then I get mad, and it's horrible. I gotta work on it.
I procrastinate. The things that maybe are harder to do or that I don't want to think about having to do them, I just put them off for another time, and unfortunately all too often wait until it's a crisis situation before I actually deal with it. And it would be so much easier if I just do it when it needs to be done, huh? But that's just not me yet.
I'm a quiet, shy person. And that is one thing that it irritates me more than anything, because I wish I was more outgoing. I wish I could go up to someone and just have a conversation with them, first time meeting them, and not be stressed out about it. But that is definitely the one thing that I consider my worst quality.
My worst quality is probably my temper. I have a tendency to let little things bother me, little injustices and stuff. I'll hold on to them, and so you know, I'll let my anger get the best of me sometimes.
That I ramble. Sometimes when I'm trying to tell a story, I tend to give way too much backstory, and then I like lose myself, and then I have to come back and be like, oh wait, sorry, as I was saying, and it annoys a lot of people.
I can be very impulsive. I can see something I love and I buy it when I really can't afford it. And I've gotten myself in trouble doing that. I've worked my way out of it by working 3 jobs at one time. I've done that before too. But I think I have a tendency, I'm learning in my older years, to think twice about doing that.
I'm the person that's like, yes, let's go to lunch tomorrow, call me, like we'll do it, I'm there, 100%, and then I like have no intention of doing it at all. So it's not that I'm a bad person, I just like my options, I guess.
I'm a little bit wishy-washy, overly sensitive, and I tend to be overly analytical.
I am extremely perfectionistic. So sort of sometimes I, miss the forest for the trees, and can be extremely intense and just boggled down and heavy feeling. So, it's definitely my strength as well, but by far the biggest thing I struggle with.
I have a habit of not being able to fully enjoy each moment because I am planning every scenario out in my head. I spent 15 years in martial arts trying to learn to center myself, to breathe, to focus on the now. And I've got it under control where I can be a functional society member, which is nice. However, it's still very much what I consider my biggest defect. I would like to think things through. I don't want to be a person who's so rash that they never think things through. But I would still like to tone it down a little bit more, because I would like to enjoy this meal without thinking about every ingredient that went into it, without thinking of the process it was made, without looking at the plate and wondering where the plate came from, without thinking, is the person next to me watching me eat this? It's horrible.
I'm like, there's like self-doubt or self-hatred or just self-deprecating kind of. I wish I was more proud of myself. I wish I was more confident with myself.
I tend to try to take care of everybody else before I take care of myself. I'm always making sure everybody else is really comfortable and that my husband's comfortable, my son, my parents. I don't want to inconvenience anybody, which a lot of times can be a bad thing because I get stepped on a lot or I get taken advantage of a lot. But I think it's a good quality.
Having a big heart is one of the nicest traits. Stinginess is the worst, and I'm not stingy. But I think my best trait is probably generosity, and I'm very non-judgmental. I always try to put myself in the other guy's shoes. You know, maybe he did that for a reason.
I said wishy-washy as far as a bad quality, but that can also be turned into flexible. That could be considered a good thing, to be able to hear both sides of the story. And then over-analytical was the bad one, the negative word, but sometimes it's a positive thing because it helps me make a better decision to analyze.
I don't really know what my best quality might be. I mean, I may have some good things in life and some bad, but I can't name that in particular.
I think that my best quality is that I'm usually a positive person. More often than not, it helps relationships because people are so cynical, I think, these days because we get burned so often that everybody's kind of in their shell. But if they see somebody that's positive, it kind of brings them up as well.
My best quality would be the empathy I have for other people. I may not always understand why somebody is doing what they're doing, or I may not agree with it, but I really try to put myself in their own shoes just to get a different perspective on where they're coming from and try to understand.
I think my best quality is probably my ability to see past the facade of things, to see past stage one, which is most things for the stage one is designed to capture people's attention. It's designed for this is the thing you're supposed to be thinking about. However, I very rarely am caught there. So if a person is saying something to me, besides just absorbing their words, which they are, I'm also examining their intentions.
I always see things or see the positive in things. Regardless of what happens to me, I'm always like, well, you know, that taught me this lesson and I wouldn't have learned it any other way, and so I'm glad it happened.
I'd say my best quality is probably that I consider myself a really good friend. I have no problem with putting somebody else's interests over mine because the satisfaction they get out of it is satisfaction for me. So that's something that I really enjoy.
When I'm down for you, I'm down. When we get to a point, and it's not easy because, you know, like, I'm real skeptical about people in situations. Like, there's intuition when you can see who's cool and who's not, but sometimes you're meeting people's representative. But when we're good, we're good. Like, whatever I can do for you, however I can help you, like, I'm gonna be there to do what I can do for you or anybody, you know. And my sense of humor, like, some people don't even know I have a sense of humor because I haven't opened up to them. Like, I'm just really reserved because I don't know how my sense of humor is gonna, because it can be sick, it can be dark. Like, it's not for everybody, especially if I just let it go.
I think my humor and my wit are probably maybe the thing I'm most proud of about myself. I'm pretty funny.
I'm hilarious. The end.